Hey, welcome to Trapper Rod's Outdoor Pursuits. So it's April the 24th, and this morning Caleb killed a really nice 9-inch bearded hen. You can go to our Facebook page and see the pictures of it. Flew right down in there. 4 birds came in. 3 of them were bearded, and I think all 3 of the bearded ones were bearded hens. And I didn't see the beard, but Caleb saw it, and he said, "It's got a beard." I said, "Kill it." It's only his second turkey that he's ever harvested. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make a wing bone call. You'll see a separate video on that. And we're also going to make a fly down fan. So fly down fans are pretty easy to make. They're kind of just a little added thing. You don't really have to have them. They're kind of like a decoy. But when birds start getting pressured, you start getting late in the season, if you got an old weary tom that's experienced been hunted a couple times, fly down fan can make the difference. So what you're going to want is you can make this out of a hen wing, a tom wing, a jake wing, doesn't really matter. What you're going to do, this one obviously fresh, if there's any more fresh it'd be talking to us. What you're going to do is you're going to spread it out just a little bit. You're going to want to separate. Now this is the very end piece of the turkey wing, that little bitty stubby thing. It's not got a lot of meat in it. You can take a little borax and you can put the end of it in that borax to kind of any meat that's on there that you didn't get trimmed off. You can get it covered with borax and start getting it dried. But basically what you want to do is you want to lay it out about like that. I like to put them on a towel, and then I put something heavy on top of it. Now obviously I'm in the kitchen and this is not going to be able to stay here because we have cats and dogs, so you want to put this someplace where it can dry. At room temperature, at a decent humidity, like inside the air-conditioned house would be good. It'll probably take a good week for it to firm up. And I like to have that little curve to it. That's why I put a couple of towels underneath it, and so that it'll have that little curve, because when you put it in your backpack, you want to be able to pull it in and pull it out. So once this gets dried, it should be, you want it about that big, about a hand width wide. When it gets dry, I like to take and cut just the end of these feathers off so that it's not quite so unwieldy. So when you're out there in the morning, you get your wing, set it out. Some people will dye these orange. Not a terrible idea if you're hunting on public ground. I don't know if I'd use one that it was turkey colored. But when you get it all dried, it'll be nice and fanned out, be harder to rock. I like to trim the ends of the feathers off. That makes it a little easier to get in and out of my pouches. So you'll be out there in the morning, your wood starts waking up, maybe you'll hear a hen or two, and you'll make some of those real light wake-up call, just yelp, 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 yelp. And just as that bird's waking up, if you've ever watched birds on the roost, they'll stretch their legs, and they'll stretch their wings, and they'll start waking up, and these feathers will hit that tree. And you'll hear, it's just the slightest sound. I've never actually heard it in the wild, but I've watched turkeys rub their wing feathers up against those trees as they stretch. And that's one way to use a fly down fan. The second way is obviously what it's named after. So after things start waking up, start getting some light out, but you still haven't seen any turkeys, you haven't heard anybody think fly down, hopefully you're concealed somewhat, you can take that fan, and again, it would be hard, and you just kind of, and if you have 2 or 3 deeks, you can, and you kind of give it that cadence of like a turkey flying down. So that gives the turkey another audible clue. Oh, well, I heard some turkeys stretching over there in a tree, heard their wing feathers rubbing up against the bark, and I've heard 2 turkeys fly down. That makes your decoy spread look all that much more realistic to the birds, because they're like, oh, well, I heard those birds fly down. They flew down maybe a little earlier than I did, but no big deal. And it draws birds. When it gets tough, it could be the difference between harvesting your bird and not harvesting your bird. So again, take your wing, cut it off. You can put a little borax or salt on it, non-iodized salt. You want to spread it out about a good hand width, and then put it somewhere that can set, and put your weight on it. And put it somewhere that can set in place with no pets around for about a week. So that's how you make a turkey fly down fan. So thank you for dropping by Trapper Rod's Outdoor Pursuits, and God bless.